Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, on the daily chart here, the situation is really unchanged. I explained it also in yesterday's video here, the daily chart. Still, another extension higher is possible into the region around, yeah, roughly 38K to 43K into the white box here in just one more extension in this fifth wave of a first wave before a deeper pullback is unfolding. That deep pullback can start at any time already. As you can see here, we technically, especially on the daily chart, it's visible, we have enough waves complete to consider the move up complete. It's just that ideally another high would basically do the trick. Yeah, we could just maybe push slightly above this ascending trend line here and then come back for the pullback, which might land either here at the lower trend line. Basically, that would work quite well. But overall, yeah, or in the green box, basically, there's a certain overlap there. The green box is the standard support zone for the wave 2. The support zone would have to be recalculated if we push a little higher in wave 5 of 1, because we always have to move it with the price. But yeah, you can see here that, you know, we had a few fluctuations on the smaller time frames yesterday. But if you're focused on the larger time frame, as I believe most people are, because, you know, people don't have generally, you know, if you're working and whatever, if you work during the day and things like that, you don't have time to watch the 1 hour charts all the time and things like that. But we are obviously observing the 1 hour charts because not much is happening on the daily time frames, or it takes significant movements to at least lead to a change and lead to adjustments and lead to recalculations of support and resistance levels and targets. I mean, this chart really has been like that for weeks now. But yeah, you know, you don't need to be worried so much about short-term fluctuations if you are a larger time frame swing trader. But here, the situation is quite clear. I think we have this 5-wave move to the upside between November 22 and April 23. Then we have a corrective pullback, another impulse to the upside. Fibonacci levels at the moment work quite well. What we normally don't want in a wave 1 of 3, so the larger degree third wave here, yeah, we're basically in that first wave of that third wave. We don't want it to get above the 78.6 extension level. So the price ideally stays below that level, doesn't exceed it, because if it gets too long, this move up makes entirely the impression of rather a corrective structure, of a corrective wave. Instead of a 1-2, 1-2, we would then have either a larger A wave, which leads to a deeper B wave pullback and a C wave rally, or we're dealing basically with, just a larger B wave, which could even lead to completely new lows. Now, that's not, let's say, a prediction. I hope it doesn't happen. I just want to have maybe another extension, not even needed, and then that pullback in a wave 2. So it's very much due now. Not overdue, but it's due at some point, so just be ready for it. I've also mentioned that already couple of weeks ago. Don't be surprised if we suddenly get a 20-25% pullback. A lot of people will be surprised if that happens. You know, you heard it here first. It is something that isn't necessarily bearish. It would be something that's to be expected in this scenario here, in this structure, because after 5 waves up, we just need some kind of a pullback. Now, that can be shallow, but it certainly has the potential to come down 25%. That doesn't mean it has to happen. It just means the potential is there, and it wouldn't even be bearish, you know, getting down to that 27,290 level. It would just be part of what you have to expect within the parameters of this scenario. You know, you see how the price is sort of pushing against the ceiling and quite far away from the support line, or the ascending trend line, the lower boundary line, as well as far away from the support level, which is, by the way, between 27,290 and 32,316. Now, if we then look at the shorter time frame wave count, here you can see that the scenario is basically unchanged. So what we are still dealing with is this yellow wave count. We had a few fluctuations yesterday, had a deep pullback, but it didn't change our scenario. So those fluctuations might have been due to if there were a few emotions going around the crypto market yesterday. Also, Binance is paying those $4 billion. And then we have CZ, who, you could say, stepped down, resigned, and who admitted that he broke laws and all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, wow. I mean, what a day. So it was a crazy day. Yeah, I'm thinking about different possibilities here, obviously observing different possibilities, but the pathway to the upside, that extension that I just showed you on the daily time frame here in wave 5 of 1, yeah, I mean, that has never been invalidated. So yeah, we came quite deep into support, very short break of support, but not a sustained break and no invalidation. So we'd never got a break below the Thursday low, 16th of November low. So the situation is still that we can and should ideally, even though it has reduced in likelihood with yesterday's deep pullback, but we can still be watching at least for that C wave in wave 3. Then we get a wave 4 and a wave 5, all of it taking us to ideally 41K roughly, okay? So ultimately all it needs to do is to really form 5 waves above the 38K level, which is the 9th of November high. So that's one scenario, and that's the short-term bullish case. Still my primary, even though we did go very deep in support. But if you consider that this here was supposed to be a B wave, as I often say, they can be very shallow. They can also be very deep. So we have to always prepare for a lot of, let's say, variation within a B wave. So scenario is still ongoing. I think we mentioned that and talked about it in detail in the last videos. I think what I would pay attention to today is obviously the intraday low. If that low, which is at 35,660, breaks, then we are likely in the white count. That sends us lower. Well, white count, which can send us into the green box, or just a reset of this wave 4, which presumably bottomed on the 14th of November, but we will deal with that along the way. I would pay attention to this ascending trend line. Seems like it sort of splits the price action in half between uptrend and here potential downtrend. So if we keep pushing, and it looks very similar to what we had here, just need to see if it's sustainable. If it keeps pushing, then it needs to break above this trend line next, and then take out, yeah, basically the 38K level, which I already mentioned. So yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. As a channel member, you get access to weekly live streams. Every Sunday, we've got a member live stream. We talk about strategies, tactics, price charts, all sorts of stuff around Elliott Wave. You get access to Discord and Telegram, our chat groups. You get access to short-term market updates if you're a gold member, and so all sorts of educational additional content. Also, if you're interested, check out our Discord, not Discord, but Twitter and Instagram channels. There's additional content there every single day. If you don't want to miss anything, yeah, check them out. You can find the links in the video description. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.